Welcome to Good for Bitcoin, a weekly show recorded live every Friday, where we recap the top events of the week and talk about everything that is good for Bitcoin. If it's built on Bitcoin, then it's good for Bitcoin. Let's get started.
Content shared on this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guests and do not reflect the official policy or position of any other agency, organization, or company. We encourage you to conduct your own research and consult with a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Good for Bitcoin, your weekly pulse on Bitcoin innovation. My name is Brandon, joined as always by Kate. Kate, how was your week?
Hey, Brandon. Yeah, I had a good week. A lot of heads down work. It seems like there's a lot of turnover in the Bitcoin world. Things are closing down. A lot of things are getting built up. So I'm just trying to take that approach and keep building heads down as well. How was yours?
Yeah, I think that's a good observation. It's like kind of like old guard, new guard.
Yeah.
Kind of vibes right now, and we'll get into some news that that relates to that. But yeah, it was a busy week. I felt like this week I was doing a lot of calls this week with people, talking to a lot of people in the Stacks ecosystem about VibeWatch, trying to get a bunch of people onboarded to that. If you're in the Stacks ecosystem, if you didn't hear the past week or two when we talked about it, VibeWatch received a Stacks grant, and part of that grant means that we have paid VibeWatch subscriptions for anybody in the Stacks ecosystem that is representing a company or a brand. So just send me a DM if you would like to get onboarded there. But yeah, onboarded some more pretty big Stacks apps, I guess, this week. And yeah, I was busy. So
That's awesome.
Lots of good work happening.
Right. Congrats. Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting week of news. Feels like a lot of small stories this week, not like one huge thing. So we'll get into that. But I guess we got to start with the public company news of who bought Bitcoin this week.
Let's do it.
Strategy did not buy Bitcoin this week. They have officially not bought any Bitcoin in over a month, which is pretty crazy to think about, considering just the wild streak that they were on. They did increase their USD reserve this week by $225 million using an ATM sale, which is basically dilution of their common MSTR stock. So they are continuing to just shore up those USD reserves at the expense of MSTR holders, I guess, but at the benefit of STRC holders, which is kind of how it works. They now hold $3.2 billion in their USD reserve.
Okay. Good for them. And then we have Strive. They bought 21 BTC, symbolic, maybe so. And they now hold 19,921 BTC.
Smarter Web Company sold 178 Bitcoin. They now hold 2,700 BTC.
Very cool.
Yeah,
All right,
that's it
this
for
is a big
the
one.
movement. But we do have we have a lot of also public like Bitcoin company related news this week. So yeah, like you just said, it's a big one. Jack Mallers has announced that he is going to be stepping down as the CEO of 21. A little bit surprising, I guess, but I feel like we haven't really heard much about 21 since
at all.
It became a thing last year, and maybe this is partially the reason. He basically he came out with this video talking about it. He released like this letter that he sent out to like shareholders, and basically Jack said that this decision boils down to like a fundamental disagreement in how 21 should generate real cash flow, and he just couldn't find like a version of a plan where everyone was in agreement on how to do it. So it's basically like, this is the goal, we want to be this treasury company. How are we going to do that? How are we going to like
Yeah.
maintain, revenue and continue to grow? And they just like, I guess, just couldn't find a consensus on how to do that. So he ended up just leaving, stepping down from 21, and he's just going to be all in on Strike. So excuse me. Back in May, we talked about the proposal to merge 21 with Strike. That was supported by Tether. It looks like that never actually went through. Jack confirmed that 21 doesn't own any equity in Strike. So Strike stays independent of 21 fully. So he's, not attached to 21 in like a weird, awkward way. And he confirmed that Strike has remained profitable during this whole time. And as we've talked about on the show, they've been really doubling down on getting additional licenses to operate in more countries. I think they just got like their Mika license recently. Binance, I think we talked about last week, lost their Mika license to operate in the UK. So Strike is just continuing to grow. And I mean, it's a pure play, Bitcoin company, Strike is, right? So
Yeah.
obviously, everything that Jack, I think, seems to represent is very, very Bitcoin aligned. So it is cool, that he's obviously not like leaving the industry or anything like that. But yeah, no longer the CEO of 21. Who knows what's going to happen to 21 at this point? I don't know.
I know.
Had some, I mean, Tether being kind of the main backer of 21. I'm sure it'll continue to be a thing, but big shoes to fill, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure like a company that size, I'm sure that there's going to be a new path, but it also like does kind of hurt this whole Treasury 2.0 narrative where it was, we're not just gonna hold Bitcoin. That's not like our business model. It's like that is part of it, but also like we're gonna find, another way to generate revenue. And I think a lot of companies were probably looking to 21 to kind of set the playbook or set the sandbox as to how this was going to be done, and now they don't have anything to look to. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure both parties are going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Tether
so
remains like the most
yeah,
profitable company ever per employee. And like,
yeah,
yeah, Strike seems to be doing just fine, like you
yeah.
said.
At least it was like amicable and not like the classic like they ghost and then there's a lawsuit and things blow
True.
up on the timeline.
I mean, who knows what's going on behind the scenes, though? I'm sure that it was a
True.
little bit more messy,
Oh,
probably,
I'm
than
sure. Yeah.
they want to lead on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of yeah, Bitcoin treasury companies, some announcements from Strive. They have made this Bitcoin stewardship commitment to support Bitcoin development. So Strive is going to support open source Bitcoin development, beginning with Brink, which is an organization that supports developers that are contributing to Bitcoin Core and other critical Bitcoin infrastructure. I think interesting timing, that they're coming out in support of Bitcoin Core, basically given all the stuff with BIP 110. But yeah, great that we have companies like Strive that are putting money towards Bitcoin development. I think it's Bitwise is the ETF maker that also like proceeds from the ETF go to like Bitcoin development. So there's a few big companies that are out there that are public companies that are out there that are pushing Bitcoin development, which is great.
Yeah. I thought that these were similar. I guess they're kind of related.
Yeah,
This one kind of came out, but um, basically all of the big name institutions that you can think of, like Strategy, Coinbase, BlackRock, Fidelity, Block, Galaxy, Blockstream, they're all coming together to create this Bitcoin Security Consortium. And it's really just to like protect the long-term longevity of Bitcoin. And one of their big focuses is on quantum resistance. So they're starting with a $15 million pledge over 3 years, and it's just going to go towards Bitcoin security research and development. The day-to-day is going to be coordinated by Mike Schmidt. He's the executive director of Brink. But this, I mean, it's pretty cool. $15 is not much considering the amount of capital that a lot of these firms hold. But I think, like, generally, this is a net positive for Bitcoin and, something that they probably don't have to do. But it's good to see, like, institutions that are holding so much Bitcoin actually get involved at the protocol level and not just in the hands of of devs. But I do hope that this is not just like an influence over Bitcoin and more so like really wanting to like uphold the integrity of the network.
Yeah, it is nice to see these institutions putting a little money in. We've been noticing too, like Michael Saylor has been posting a lot more on like BIP 110 and just like on the direction of where Bitcoin is going. So it is nice to see that. All of these companies have a huge interest in Bitcoin's success, of course, but they've been a little bit, I think, quiet on this issue, like on quantum and on some of the other issues. It's nice that maybe they're kind of picking up speed a little bit and pushing, because the quantum resistance date, I guess, is kind of looming. It's in a few years. I feel like it keeps getting pushed up and pushed up and pushed up, especially just with all the advancements of like AI and just general technology. So it makes sense to focus a lot of energy on this. And I do agree. 15 million doesn't seem like a lot for like a BlackRock, but hopefully it's it'll just be the start of a lot more.
Yeah.
So this one, just again, more public company treasury news. Satsuma Technology, they're a UK based Bitcoin treasury company. They have 668 BTC on their balance sheet. They announced this week that they will be winding down. I guess their shareholders voted to sell the company's Bitcoin, return the cash to investors, and then delist from the London Stock Exchange, which ends their run as a Bitcoin treasury company after really heavy losses. I guess their shares have fallen basically 99% since their peak last year in June 2025. Used to be around 14 pounds, I think, and now it's 21 pence. So that's a huge decrease. So one less treasury company out there.
Sayonara. Okay, and then we can get into the Clarity Act. I can't believe we're talking about this again. Still talking about it.
It's happening. It's happening.
Yes. So it seems like the last big blocker might be gone. But the White House says that President Trump has agreed to what is called the most comprehensive and wide-ranging ethics provision in history to resolve the final sticking point in the Clarity Act. The Senate Republicans, they released the updated Clarity Act text that bans the president and covered officials from issuing digital assets, and then requires them to sell their crypto holdings or put them in a blind trust, which is probably good considering a lot of the things that have gone on around crypto and this administration and everything. On Wednesday, Senator Cynthia Lummis publicly shared the Clarity Act ethics requirement, which bans all federal officials from issuing or sponsoring a digital asset for profit. And then we had Brian Armstrong from Coinbase posting a video update from DC, basically saying that the bill is on the 1 yard line and that the Clarity Act is ready for a full Senate floor vote.
I'll believe it when I see it. I feel like we keep seeing these 1 yard line posts every week, but I feel like the industry would be so much better off, and we would be, I think, in a much better place, and we would probably already have the Clarity Act at this point if Trump had just like never created a Trump coin or a Melania coin, or any of these like dumb crypto things that he's done. If he had just like come out in support of like the Bitcoin, treasury and strategic, Bitcoin treasury and just a couple other things like that, and then just kind of stepped back and didn't do much more than that, we would have just been in a much better place. It's like 2 steps forward, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back almost.
Yeah.
But this was definitely the sticking point, I think, is everyone's just like pissed that like Trump has continued to profit off of like these Trump coins and everything like that, and to not allow. I mean, from Trump's perspective, like he's already gotten the money from it, so like he can pretty safely be like, oh yeah, I won't do that anymore. It's already done, right? But whatever it takes, I guess, to get this passed.
Yeah, anyway,
We'll
hopefully
see.
soon. We'll see.
Well, we haven't talked a lot about Project Choke Point 2.0 in a long time, but I've been seeing a few people this week that were talking about getting debanked, which is, yeah, surprising, I guess, to see in 2026. But a lot of it has been coming from Wise, which is this,
Hmm.
I don't know if they're an actual bank or like a neobank, but we have a couple pretty prominent Bitcoiners that say that they were debanked by Wise. First one is Peter McCormick. He shared that he was debanked and had nearly 12,000 pounds that have not been returned to him. So he's still kind of waiting for that. And I guess they had told him it was because of Bitcoin, but he had never used Wise to buy Bitcoin. It turned out it was because a Bitcoin company paid like an invoice and they were attached in that way. And that just from that link, they like debanked him because they can't be associated with Bitcoin. I don't really know. And then Isabella Santos, who you've probably seen like her videos on
Yep.
Twitter. I know I have. She also said that she was debanked by Wise, saying they closed her account because she was into Bitcoin, and she's banned from ever opening an account with them again. So, kind of weird that we're still talking about this in 2026, but
I know.
maybe it's just slightly like kind of more outside the U.S., so the regulations haven't caught up there yet. I don't really know, but still a thing, I guess, in in the year of 2026.
I know. This is crazy. It's like a lot of these platforms were built to like remove a lot of the hassling of the banking system and just like how it blocks people out. And I mean, yeah, like some of the customer experiences with this have just been like really horrific. And I actually use Wise myself. And after reading a lot of this, I'm like, I'm genuinely going to shut down my account because they have like their fees are crazy.
It's only a
But
matter of time until they shut it down, right? So you might as well get ahead.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, I'm
Yeah,
fully associated with Bitcoin. Like, okay, I'm not buying Bitcoin on Wise, but like I'm very much associated with it. So it's like if I see all of this happening, like there's no doubt that yeah, I'm gonna shut down my account.
yeah,
But yeah, it comes at a time which is funny, and we're gonna eventually bring them on the show. I know we keep talking about it, but my friend started this app. It's called Avio. Try Avio on X, and like it really solves this problem for people who like live across borders. So like for me, I earn in USD, but I'm based in Canada, and their app like allows you to have a USD account and like a few other currencies, and you don't need to be like located in any country. And I mean, the biggest thing for them is they're self-custodial. So like this will never happen. Like, right, when I put my money
hmm
in Wise, like they control it. They own it. I mean, technically I own it, but they really own it because they can shut it down. And yeah, like what I like about Avio is like they cannot touch my money. It's mine. Like I'm using rails that they've built, but it's really like a self-custodial experience, and like this is what freedom money was supposed to be built on, and being able to like move as much as you want wherever you want, at any time without being shut down, and just having like full freedom to just like move around the world and have your money move with you. Like that is what this whole movement was about. And so to see a lot of this on the timeline is quite disappointing at this day and age. So go try Avio.
yeah. Well said. Yeah, I didn't know that you used Wise, so that hits close to home, I
Yeah,
guess.
because it was always very hard to get a US bank account,
Yeah.
not being an American.
Is that kind
And
of what Wise is trying to do? Is like to like U.S. bank
yeah,
the non-U.S. users, and like
I don't
that's
even know if that's it, or if it's mostly like their whole thing is that you're supposed to just be able to move like money throughout different currencies really easily.
mm,
Um, and so like because I can transfer between like US and like Canadian dollars, and I think I could probably transfer to other currencies, and there's a card that like allows you to spend your money. But the fees on
yeah.
it are just crazy. Like I don't even want to move my money half the time because every time I move it, I'm like dinged with all these fees. And like I think that that's like very unfortunate. So I don't know. I just think there's better solutions at this point.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, I know we need to get them on the show. We've been talking about it
Yeah,
for a
they've
few
been so
weeks, but
heads down every time I'm like,
yeah.
guys, come. And they're like, yeah, yeah, okay, we're coming. And then But we'll get them eventually.
Yeah, for sure. Um, End of an era. BitMEX has announced that they will be shutting down on September 23rd. The owner and operator of BitMEX, which is HDR Global Trading Limited, they've made the difficult decision to close operations following a strategic review of the business. BitMEX was founded by Arthur Hayes and famously pioneered the 100x perpetual swaps or perpetual leverage, which is now proliferated the crypto industry. Like everybody, like Binance and a lot of other folks have that available now. But yeah, I mean, BitMEX was kind of the first. They basically created perps,
Yeah.
which are now also like becoming a thing in like TradFi as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of just pioneering stuff that they did. So unfortunate to see. I guess their like leverage has really, or excuse me, not leverage, volume has really gone down a lot on them, as like a lot of other exchanges have caught up to allow also leverage. But yeah, end of an era. RIP
Crazy.
BitMEX.
RIP. I mean, I think that they've liquidated like more small traders than any bear market, but
Yeah, it's a good
pour
thing
one
and a bad
out.
thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, for people that don't understand leverage, they probably got wrecked if they
for
tried to use
sure.
it. But yeah,
All right. Well, let's get into some quick headlines to close out the show. I can take it from the Stacks end. We
yeah,
had SIP 44 and SIP 45 both approved by the community. So this is Clarity 6 and Bitcoin staking. Um, it was like there was only two STX votes on each proposal that said no. So it's like 99.999 voted
people
in
just wanted
favor
to
of,
be different.
yeah, needed to take a stand. Um, and so both upgrades are going to ship. I think it's next week. They chose a Bitcoin block. It's targeted around July 29th.
Mhm.
So both of these will take place, and it allows for Bitcoin staking to come onto Stacks, which is pretty exciting. So things are moving.
It's awesome. So what's the timeline like? Because I won't be able to like do Bitcoin staking on the 29th, right? Like there's a little bit more that needs to get built. Like, do you know, I'm putting you on the spot, but do you
Yeah,
know
I
like what
know.
the timeline looks like?
Yeah, I should know. I think like the hard fork will take place, and then basically by the end of August is when sort of like the whole mechanism will be up and running, and the inaugural participants,
Hmm.
like chosen partners, will be able to stake their Bitcoin. Um, I think between then and like the end of August, like the end of July to end of August, is when you like restake all of your STX. So you will be unstacked and you will have to restack all of your STX in order to keep earning your rewards. So you'll still have that coming in, but you will need to restack. And then the first protocol bond will happen towards the end of August. And then once that one kicks off, then I think the plan is to continuously open it up to more and more participants. So yeah,
Cool.
lots of
Looking
stuff. But we
forward to
did,
it.
yeah, we launched a Bitcoin staking roadmap page, which just like lays out all of the timeline. So that's like one of the best places to stay up to date. I think it's stacks.co/Bitcoin dash staking dash roadmap. But that's like, yeah, where all the guides and most up to date information and posts will all be shared there just to keep it centralized.
Good stuff. Well, we'll keep covering the news that comes out from staking, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds with me too.
Um, I wanted to mention this. I thought this was really cool.
This is cool.
Presidio Bitcoin. They are this kind of Bitcoin. I don't know what the like initiative or just like they have a physical space that's in the Presidio. If you are unfamiliar with like San Francisco, it's the Presidio is this cool little neighborhood that is right next to the Golden Gate Bridge. I just am showing a photo there. It's like a beautiful photo
Yeah.
with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. But they're basically creating this Presidio Bitcoin visiting member program where if you are like a builder or a dev or what they say is a freedom tech advocate, they are inviting you to spend 1 to 3 months in San Francisco with around 30 other builders. They say they're opening up 6 spots on a rolling basis for projects like private AI, open source projects, or of course Bitcoin. So wanted to make sure that I shouted that out. It's a pretty cool. I've never been, but it's a pretty cool space from what I've heard, and the Presidio is a really awesome place to go visit.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty neat.
That's super cool. You should apply.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they would like. I don't know how they feel about stacks though. We'll see.
I'm sure you could somehow weave like a vibe watch
Yeah, of course.
angle in there.
We'll
Who
see.
knows?
Maybe.
And then there's a fun event coming up. Tell me
Yeah, this
about it.
one's also coming up on Sunday, so wanted to shout this one out. So Robin Linus, who is the creator of BitVM, and Casey Rodamore, who of course is the creator of Ordinals, they are going to be hosting this Bitcoin show and tell on Twitter on Sunday, which is a Twitter space for, they say, everyone who hasn't let the bear market deter them from building on Bitcoin. Love to see that. They say the goal is simple, is to just highlight the interesting work that is often obscured by market noise and daily outrage on the timeline, like probably all the BIP 110 stuff that's been going on. But
Yeah.
you can go to, I don't know if Casey's tweeted about it, but you can go to Robin Linus's X handle to sign up. It's looks like it's going to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be, if you need some plans on Sunday, then there you go.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, good for them. That'll be interesting. I mean, Casey's always a good energy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll be some laughs coming from that one.
100%.
Very cool.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps it up for the week. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Either if you were live on goodforbitcoin.com or tuning in to just the podcast or the YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscribe wherever you're listening. And yeah, have a great weekend, and we will see y'all next week.
Awesome. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.